need one of those. Yep.
You can use our new scalp massager. Yeah, 7th Avenue Beauty. Wait, this one, it done came off or something, but anyway.
Here, I got
Y'all see that? How does it feel on the scalp?
That feels good.
What I've done, y'all, let me get you a mic. There you go. It's right here, so they'll be able to hear you. What I've done is I sprayed hair elixir, and I'm using my scalp massager by SAB to go and just really get the blood flowing in her scalp.
Soothing, relaxing. It doesn't hurt. Yeah.
Sean, can we run this back one more time, or do you want to go to something else? For like maybe 2 or 3 minutes? Okay, because we're putting this on right here. Okay, just to show. I want my rose lady lover to come up here so she can smell this. Yeah. Because she loves the rose, baby. We heard what she said. So literally, you want to make sure it's going in your scalp, those edges. Get the blood circulation with our scalp massager. Get it moving, get it going. Everything. Stimulate the scalp. They said Sandra P skin is skinny. Ain't she beautiful? Ain't she beautiful? You got that? Okay.
Just want your perfume.
You just bought the mist?
Yeah.
You want to take it with you, don't you?
I just want that one.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. Hey, Kiwan J. Hello. That is the TikTok live. I'm just putting the information. This was Melody Cherie's TikTok live. That was, I think it was the end of August or September. So welcome in. Thank you so much for joining the live. I'm watching Traders in about an hour. I'm waiting. I'm excited. I'm ready for it. But I had to come live just for like a quick few minutes because of a few extras that are going on in the YouTube streets. Also, Real Housewives of Potomac streets, Threads, everywhere, y'all. I don't know if you have seen it already. You may have already seen it. I was on Threads earlier, and Angel Ra, who is actually Angel Massey, she was over there talking about people were leaving fake Google reviews on her page about her business. So welcome into Sandra P's Gen Extra. Click the like button. Thank you so much for that. And if you are not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe, and I would appreciate that so much. And I have this on here. There were a couple of castmates who went ahead and tried to defend her and her business. We know that that was probably one of the worst trips, I will say. And I love Angel. I know this is her first season. I just see her struggling, and it's kind of hard to watch. But I mean, you know, I can understand what the ladies were going through when they were complaining about what's going on with the business. But I don't know how anybody can justify fake reviews on a business that they have not patronized. So welcome in, Mama Bees. Thank you so much. One of my moderators that came in. Thank you for dropping in for your support, Kiwan J. Make sure anyone who's not over there, please join my fellow content creator, Kiwan J TV. She's in and out, but I always appreciate her support. She is hard at work on her own channel, so anytime a fellow content creator steps in, I appreciate it. Mama Bees, one of my moderators, one of my A1 Day ones. Thank you. Low Tempo Life, one of my travel buddies. I appreciate you so much. Yes, we are waiting with bated breath for Traders. I can't wait for it to come on. I had maybe an hour or so, so I said, let me jump in here for a few minutes and talk about Angel and what she's going through with her business. So Low Tempo Life is another fellow Traders fanatic almost. It's just we're gonna get one episode, so we'll talk about it in the morning, probably 9:30 or 10:30. I'm not sure what time. Probably 9:30. Mama B speaking to everyone. Welcome in, Sharon Gobble. Thank you so much for coming in, and we're waiting for Traders. But I had a few minutes before I came into this live that I was going to talk about Angel's business. She is getting some 1-star Google reviews, and I have reason to believe that the people that are leaving these reviews have not been to Wanderland. So that is kind of creepy. That is something that goes on reality TV. People forget that it's TV, and then they go ahead and they start acting like they know these people, acting like they have patronized, and doing way too much. I feel like people are doing too much with Angel right now. I don't think what's going on is right. And I don't know anything about her business. From what I saw, I actually would love to go to where the anglers were. Unfortunately, they didn't find it. It wasn't well planned, but to go there and leave 1-star reviews, that's something that I don't understand. And of course, these shows, they come on these shows, a lot of them want to showcase their business, but to come on these shows and have people that have not been to their business leave 1-star reviews, that's kind of crazy. That's a little nuts. It reminds me of a show that I started the intro with the TikTok live that I was able to attend with Melody Cherie, formerly Love and Marriage Huntsville, and now she's 7th Avenue Beauty, all day, every day. And Melody works really hard on her 7th Avenue Beauty project. She had to leave. I feel like she had to leave Love and Marriage Huntsville because it had gotten so toxic. I'm not sure if the same thing's going to happen with Angel. It wouldn't shock me if it did happen with Angel, because I don't understand leaving 1-star reviews on a business that you had not gone to. That is crazy. So the first thing I saw, I follow her on Threads. I have since she joined the show. I'm sorry. I have since she joined the show, but what she was talking about today is that she was notified that there were some of these reviews. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what's going on out there. I keep hearing. Hopefully it doesn't come through the live, but I'll just read you her threads that she put up. This was the first sign that we have of it. And one of the fake reviews, she said, disgusting behavior. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what I've endured from some fans this season. I don't care what anybody says. This isn't normal. I guess she's talking about fans of the show, because they wouldn't be fans of her to do something like that. She said, not y'all have my back on these reviews. I appreciate it so much. Not so much for me, but for my guides and practitioners we employ. So there, somebody put up a comment that reality TV is supposed to be fun, not a digital firing squad. Housewife fans review bombing Wanderland Outdoors over Angel's Real Housewives of Potomac, Colorado trip is unhinged behavior. Every single one of these miserable people need to go touch grass. And the person that left that review, or the person that put up that the review had been left, he shows the 1-star review that was put up. And the people were mainly referring to the episode. Running water isn't included. It's a hard pass. And then they got like 15 likes. It said the host doesn't host, can't locate the activities, can't coordinate accommodation, or check on the well-being of guests. Avoid. Now remember, we watched this on TV. We were not there. We have every reason to believe that Angel didn't find the location that day. Kierna, who was in the truck with her, as well as Tia, Giselle, Ashley, Monique, and Jazzy were in the other vehicle. They had to turn around because it was bad planning. Their flight was going to leave and they couldn't find it, so they had to go to the airport. We understand all of that, but these 1-star reviews, there's actually no excuse for this. So when reality TV gets like this, it gets a little bit crazy and kind of not fun. Everybody's speaking to each other in the chat. Thank you so much. This is just a quick live. We're going to do Traders in the morning. I cannot wait for Traders. We're going to get one episode. But I was glad to see that she actually responded, let people know what was going on, responded. And then 2 of her castmates, Kierna, which is her friend before the show, and then Tia responded. Now, what I find ironic is that Colton, and this is allegedly and in my opinion, but we do know that Colton had admitted to it, the fact that there was a restraining order from him. Colton is from Traders. Peacock is trying to revive his reputation. So he has a prominent role on Traders, meaning that he's still there. He's one of the faithfuls, and he's wreaking havoc all over the house. But every time he pokes his head out on one of these social media sites, he gets inundated with all kind of negative comments. So I'll say his company, because they're employing him, NBC Universal, put out a statement about they don't want the cast bullied, this, that, and the other. So they did that for Colton. I haven't seen anything like that company-wide for Angel or Bobby Massey's business, but I did see that Kierna and Tia put out statements that they were proud of her, they're proud of the business. They've actually experienced, not Tia, but Kierna, have experienced the business before. And this business was featured in Condé Nast. So I'll show you this. Condé Nast Traveler. This was a 2024 winner for Bright Ideas and Travel. Condé Nast, as we know, is a magazine that has been out for decades. I didn't look it up to see when it started, but Condé Nast Travel is no slouch. This is not something that she could scam and get in or buy her way into. That's Condé Nast Travel. So what they said is it's no coincidence. Your business was featured in Condé Nast. Well, that's actually Kierna. Wanderland is truly a 5-star luxury experience, thoughtfully executed, made for those who appreciate the magic in the details. Keep building, the right people see it. So they show the guy that was playing the violin. We got to see that on our screens. They show Angel. We see a picture of Bobby. And then we see a few people experiencing the events that they have access to if they're in Denver, Colorado. So there's some anglers on the water. So this is a real live business that she actually has. I feel sorry for her a little bit, but then I don't know. Being a rookie, being her first season, I didn't like the fact that I feel like she didn't really have guidance. We see a lot of these people that come onto these shows and they will have someone like a Karen Huger, like Karen brought on Ashley, ushered her on, introduced her to the other ladies, kind of give her the do's and the what not to do during their first season. And Angel was brought on by Kierna, who is only in her second season herself. Her first season, she didn't even have a flute. And they're friends already. So I don't know. Angel has done things that could be improved, but she also, I feel like, has not been given a fair chance. I can understand if she doesn't want to come back, and I can understand fans of the show not wanting her back. Shayna McD, thank you so much. This is one of my fellow content creators. I appreciate you coming in. You gave up. Some of the fans and content creators, I'm hearing this. Hey, Sandra in chat, I gave up on Potomac, but I'm still listening to the reviews. It's been a pretty tough season. We didn't have Grand Dame, so we got 5 minutes of Karen Huger on this past episode. She's going to do her 1-hour interview where Andy Cohen came to her house. There's a short preview on YouTube, and it's really good. It's pretty touching. We get to see her reunite with Ray. Her sister was at the house. Karen Huger has a lookalike sister who is, I think she's a little bit younger than Karen. Gorgeous, but just them letting us be a fly on the wall in their house, I found that really touching. I think that Angel's season would have gone a lot better if she'd had somebody like a Karen Huger instead of just Giselle. Giselle is gonna Giselle. She's been doing that 10 seasons in. She is no match for the newbies, and if she decides to take someone under her wing, they're going to have a pretty good time of it. If she decides that she's in opposition to someone, or she doesn't like them, or she just wants to rile the other girls up and they bully them, that's what she's going to do. And there's not anybody that can stop her or do anything about it, because they've made her the face of Potomac for whatever reason, her and Karen, but now we don't have Karen. And then Angel, like I said, that she left a lot to be desired as far as the planning of this trip. For me, I travel quite a bit. I'd like to travel a lot more. But as far as a physical activity on the day of when I'm leaving, I don't think that I've ever done that. I don't think that that was smart. But there's no reason to abuse this girl and leave 1-star reviews on her business. Those folks that left the 1-star reviews can't afford to go to Wanderland. That's what I'm thinking, Mama B, is there was some hater type stuff. Thank you for welcoming everybody in. My thing is, when they get off of TV and they take it into real life, it gets real ugly, really ugly. Shayna says, sound like Angel needs one more season, but they want her out. Yeah, Shayna McD, I'm not a 1-season wonder person. I like to see them get another season. Now, if it's a crazy situation like a Britt Eady type situation, and Britt Eady, she was a no call, no show to the reunion because of what Kenya did. I think Britt Eady was kind of turning the audience around, and she could have come back, but her own actions after she didn't show to the reunion, and then she put all this stuff on social media, paragraphs and stuff, and it's like, girl, you should have said all that at the reunion. But with Angel, I can't get a read on her as far as what she wants. When I saw her and Bobby on Watch What Happens Live, I feel like Bobby could take it or leave it. If it's something she still wants, I think he'll be supportive. But if the network didn't want her back, or if she decided she didn't want to do it, even spending the night, we saw him like, you want to do it? And she's like, well, no. So I don't know. She got to put her feet down. She got to stand in her own, whatever she wants to do. She cannot take 3 to 5 business days to answer a read. When they fly up in her face, she's got to be ready. You got to be quick with it. So there are people that feel like she's too sensitive. She doesn't fit. If that's the case, that's okay. That's fine. But I'm never going to be for someone losing their job because they don't mesh with a certain group. Giselle didn't really give anything. That little blurb, she didn't get her dad's will after 2 years. Okay, what else went on, Giselle? Angel pledged. Okay, what else? Ashley, you writing a children's book? Bean and Dean are writing a book. Okay, congratulations. What else? So I don't like it. I don't feel like she got really a fair chance. And then these 1-star reviews, when I saw her on Threads, that was crazy. Thank you, Mama Bees. Please hit the like button, subscribe, share the live to keep the channel in the algorithm. Sharon Gobble says, I feel this is it for Angel. Sharon, I don't know where I stand on it. I'd like to see her back, but depending on her reunion performance, I don't know that she or Bobby want to put up with it anymore, especially if their business is going to be damaged. And they didn't even make the event. She is lost, driving around the mountains, back and down the mountain. So how can somebody genuinely give a 1-star review? I don't like Giselle. I don't care for Ashley. I don't feel like either one of them would have done something like that. Or even, I don't know, I couldn't say their fans would even do that. I don't know who does this type of crazy stuff. Welcome in, CC, one of my moderators. Thank you so much for joining the live, doing a quick live on Angel Massey and what she's going through with these 1-star reviews on her real business, Wanderland, based on the edited episode that we saw in the last Real Housewives of Potomac. So this was kind of disgusting. She was on Threads talking about it, and then Kierna kind of defended it, reminded us that she was featured in Condé Nast Traveler, and then I also saw Tia gave a nice little pick-me-up to her. So, the funny thing is, yeah, I thought that, okay, her business is Wanderland, like wandering, because Monique even said, yeah, we wandered. I had to give her that. They did wander because they didn't find it. But it looks like Kierna called it Wonderland. Lord, Kierna. Sometimes with certain friends, I don't know. So Tia Glover, let me see what she did. She left the whole little paragraph. That was nice of Tia. I don't know where I stand on Tia. Tia's a little bit two-faced, but Tia said nothing prepares you for how cruel the internet can be when you choose to share your life publicly. Seeing what's happening to Angel, I feel compelled to say something. What happened in Colorado was unfortunate, but attempting to harm her business through false or malicious reviews crosses a line. This is a television show meant to entertain, make you laugh, cry, yes, sometimes feel frustrated with us. What would compel someone to take it beyond that, albeit behind a TV screen? Angel is a person first, a mother, a wife, a daughter, a friend. Imagining if this were happening to your livelihood, tearing down a business you've never been a patron of. Haven't we taken this too far? The world is already quite a hard and difficult place. These shows are to offer an escape. The intention is not to create more harm and hate. I like that statement from Tia. That means a lot. Because my thing is, if Giselle and Ashley went on there and left a review, I could get that because they wanted to patronize the business, but unfortunately, they never found the experience and actually had to go to the airport. That's one thing. But the people that are leaving 1-star reviews are not patrons of the business. So that is a little bit crazy. And Cece came in, is speaking to everyone. Thank you so much. Everyone is replying. So that is the thing. That's the bone of contention with me. If you complain about her business and you have been a patron of her business, I understand that. If you're leaving 1-star reviews because you don't like Angel or you don't like Potomac, that's something else. Again, that's something that's a little bit crazy. So that was the main extra that I have on this. It looks like a lot of the fans don't agree with that, or at least they're saying that publicly or on social media sites. Someone said, this is beyond weird. Even if that's what happened in the show, that isn't the experience of the people leaving reviews. That's what I feel like. I feel like it's people that didn't even go to the event. Welcome in everybody that came in. We have Sharon Gobble, Shayna McD, Low Tempo Life, CC, Mama Bees. Thank you so much. Is everybody going to stay up and watch Traders tonight? It comes on at 9 p.m. So we have about another half hour until Traders. I'm going to be over there. I don't go to work until later. They're calling for more weather tomorrow. So anyone who already knows, I'm in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. Usually we don't get anything, but the cold has kept a little bit of ice and snow around that we got. So we'll see. Somebody's saying Angel wants to come back another season. Make it make sense. I don't know. I'm with you, Sharon. I don't know what she wants to do. I have to look at the reunion, see what her performance is, see what kind of vibe I get from her. She seemed kind of sad when she did her last. She did the last confessional, and she said, I am that girl, and she was just trying to speak life into herself. It was kind of like she was almost like, okay, bye. So I don't know. I can't really tell. I got to see what happens. But again, I'll never be a person that like celebrates one season wonders, unless it's like a Brit Edie type situation. And I would have even been willing to give Brit Edie another chance. Kenya, I felt like had to be paused because of what she did. You can't do what Kenya did at any place of business and still keep your job. So I don't know. I feel badly about what Kenya's going through, but she brought it on herself. So the Bravo Universe is a trip. I mean, that's a real workplace. So I want to see how they are going to protect Angel and Bobby Massey's business versus what they have recently done with Colton, as far as leaving a whole statement about don't bully people online and they want to keep the cast safe and this kind of stuff. Even though Lisa Rinna, y'all, she was online talking about Colton and I are fine. I had to show him the housewife. I'm like, Lisa, shut up. This man stalked you all over that castle. And now he's crying to the network and they're trying to protect him. But Angel, other than her little threads statement that she gave, hasn't really said anything. Bobby hasn't said anything. I think Bobby doesn't want to appear to be the angry black man like Ashley calls him, Ash Top calls him. He's not angry. I haven't seen Bobby do anything like what most husbands would do if they feel like their wives were being kind of bullied and treated wrong. And I feel like she was. I mean, you can get on her about the lack of water and this kind of stuff, but I think it went a little too far. And then now with the 1-star reviews, that is way too far. So that was the main topic that I had. I wanted to share with as an extra for Real Housewives of Potomac. And I'm just looking to see if there's anything else I had. I don't think so. I shared Kierna. I shared Tia. Yeah, I think that is it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. If you have not already, click the like button for me. I would appreciate it. If you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. And then in the morning, I'm leaning toward 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to make sure I get my notes and everything in tonight. TNTG Mom, thank you so much for joining the live. I appreciate it. Mama Bees, didn't she buy a $2 million property in Maryland? Mama Bees, they did say that at the end. That was a part of her blurb that she and Bobby, they say they brought a $2 million house in Potomac. We know they were looking. We know they're both from the area. So they did, as far as we know. But again, it's kind of up in the air as far as whether or not Angel is coming back for next season. So I know we get Karen Huger back because we want to hear about everything that happened when they had Karen hemmed up in the pen. And then Wendy, Dr. Wendy, we don't know what's going to happen with her. Her blurb was she could get up to 15 years, her and Eddie, for the alleged insurance fraud that the insurance company, 3 insurance companies, are investigating Wendy about. So we know the claim was somewhere in the neighborhood of $423,000, and that most of the stuff they claimed they still had. There's pictures of it on social media and everything. And allegedly there was just a payout of about $25,000 for one of the rings. So I know Wendy and Eddie are kicking themselves and kicking each other. I go back and forth as how I feel about Dr. Wendy. I admire her smarts. I admire her work ethic. I love her family, the whole family image. Kim is my favorite. She's one of my favorite children on any Bravo franchise. And I hate to see what's happening to them, but I feel like Dr. Wendy brought it on herself. Also, Eddie for not checking Wendy. I feel like he could kind of do without all the extra stuff, but she's the one I feel like wants a Birkin and a Mary J. Blige boots and all this stuff. So this is terrible. Bobby and Angel supposedly really have money. We know he has a decade in the NFL, and also that he's been a good investor and saved his money. And this is a business that they run, and that is where they're from, and that they bought this $2 million house. But that doesn't mean Bravo is going to bring her back, or if she even wants to come back. I don't know. So thank you so much for joining me for this quick Sandra P's Gen Extra. I will see you all in the morning for traders if you can join me. I think 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll make sure I get my notes and stuff tonight. It'll just be recap, opinion. I'm curious to see who they banished tonight. I think it's wishful thinking that we could get Colton out of there because they seem to be scared of him, or like they're trying to keep him around. And now he's a shield for Rob now. So I don't know. I don't think the traders want to red rum him because he's been threatening Lisa all over that castle. Even when they go out for challenges, he's in the sprinters talking to people against Lisa. So I think they would be scared to do something to him. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Everybody is still speaking to each other. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. If you have just joined, please be Team Replay because it was about Angel's 1-star reviews on her business by, we think, people that have not patronized the business. Now, if Ashley and Giselle want to go in there and leave a review, they can and say that they never reached the property and all that kind of stuff. But if you are a person who are just angry about what you watched on TV, I don't know, maybe touch some grass or something. This is a little crazy. And Sharon, I will see you. I'll see you in the YouTube streets. Thank you so much for joining me. Everybody, be safe if you're in a place where you're getting weather, and enjoy.
I don't think that he's good for you. How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion! Don't you get it? Why can't anybody have an opinion but you? That I don't think that he's good. That I